Hi, in this one we're going to be talking about data types in Python. Now, as the term suggests, data types are nothing but different types of data that you can work with in Python. So, with that said, let's just get into it and understand the different data types in Python. The first one we're going to be talking about numbers. So, whenever you work with numbers in Python, you work with two different data types. The first one is an integer or simply int. So, as you see on the screen, any number that is positive or negative and without a decimal belongs to the integer data type. Examples of an integer data type or data belonging to the integer data type would be 1, 10, -5, 3, or 2, or well, any other number that is not a fraction or does not contain a decimal. The next type of number that you could work with in Python is the float data type, or simply a float. Any number that is positive or negative that is with a decimal belongs to the float data type in Python. Now, examples of the float data type would be 1.0, 10.5, -1.0 or -1.0 or -1.5. So a simple way to differentiate between an integer and a float would be any number that is positive or negative that does not have a decimal belongs to the integer data type or the int data type, and any number that is positive or negative with a decimal belongs to the float data type. The next data type that we're going to be talking about are strings, or the string data type. Now, strings are very simple to understand and actually to identify. So anything in Python that is written within double quotes or single quotes belongs to the string data type. So formally, strings are basically a sequence of characters, and they include characters like uppercase A to Z, lowercase a to Z, 0 to 9, and any other symbol that can be typed on your keyboard. In fact, a space is also considered as a character in programming. So as you see in the examples, the words "this is a string" are written within double quotes. This directly tells us that those words belong to the string data type because they're written within double quotes. The next one is just a space within double quotes, and since it is within double quotes, it belongs to the string data type. It's pretty simple. The next data type that we're going to be talking about are booleans, or simply the boolean data type. Now, the boolean data type can have two possible values, which are true and false. The Boolean data type basically helps us create programs or write programs that can make their own decisions based on certain conditions. Let's take an example. Let's say that you're building an application or a program that allows a user to sign up only if their age is more or greater than 18 years old. Now, in this case, if you look at the example on your screen, we have if age is greater than 18 is true, then allow sign up. What does this mean? So here we have a condition. It says that if the age variable has a value that is more than 18, and if that condition is true, only then allow sign up, or else don't allow sign up. So the true and false values of the Boolean data type basically allow your program to take decisions. So if a condition is true or gives out a true value, then you perform a certain task. And if the condition is false, then you perform another task. That is what Booleans are used for. We'll be using Booleans extensively in our project, so don't worry if it's a little unclear right now. You'll get a hang of it very, very soon. Now, I've just been telling you guys that, a certain value belongs to a certain data type, but how to tell for sure that they actually belong to that data type? For that, Python gives us a function which is the type function. Now, as you see on the screen, we have two variables. The first one is age and the second one is name. The age variable stores a value 18 inside it, and the name variable stores the value Oliver inside it. Now, right off the bat, we can tell that the age variable stores an integer value because 18 is a number which does not have a decimal. And it's also not surrounded by double or single quotes, so it belongs to the integer data type. And the name variable has a string or some text all over which is within double quotes, so it tells us that it belongs to the string data type. Now if we use the print function like before, and inside the print function we use the type function and write the age within the type function or the name within the type function, Python is going to tell us that the age variable belongs to the integer data type or the int data type, and the name variable belongs to the string data type or the str data type. Let's take a look at this in PyCharm. Alright, so now once you've opened up PyCharm, what you want to do is you just want to create a new project. So I'm just going to go to File, click on New Project, and navigate to my project folder by clicking right here. Go to my desktop, click on Python course, and well, I'll just click on Open. Now here, I'll put a / as usual, and I'll call this the type function. So that's the name of my project. Click on Create, and I'm going to create that in a new window. So I've got the type function right here, and I'm going to remove this breakpoint by clicking on it and remove all the default code that PyCharm gives us. Now, let's take the same example that we just saw in the slides. The first thing we did was create a variable called age and gave that a value of 18. And then we created a variable called name and gave that a value of Oliver in double quotes. So now what we want to do in this program is we want to tell which data type does the variable age belong to and which data type does the variable Oliver belong to. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the print statement to print out the output. And inside the print statement, I'll use the type function with our parentheses. And inside the type function, I'm going to specify the name of the variable. So in this case, it would be age. And simply go up here to the top right and run it. So it tells me that the age variable belongs to the int class, or it just belongs to the integer data type. And then I'm just going to copy this and paste this right here and replace age with name. Now we know that the name variable belongs to the string data type simply because it is within double quotes. It's written within double quotes. So let's just run this and test our theory. And that's exactly what happened. It belongs to the string class or the string data type. So when we say that anything within double quotes is a string, it really means that if you use double quotes, if you write anything within double quotes, it is always going to be a string in Python. To prove that, let me create another variable. Let's call it age2. That's a variable name, and I'm going to put 18 within double quotes this time, right? So we've got another another variable called age2, and we've stored a value 18. That's a number, but we've put it within double quotes. Now I'm just going to print type of age2 right here and run that. And now we know that age2 belongs to a string. Although it's a number for us, for Python it's a string simply because it is within double quotes. I hope you've understood the concept of data types and you've understood why these different data types exist. If it's still unclear, you can post all of your questions down in the comments and my team or I will get back to you ASAP with your answers. In this course, in the future, we're going to be using all of these data types extensively in our projects, so don't worry, you're going to get enough practice on them. Until then, just tinker around with PyCharm, play around with data types, take a look at the bool data type as an exercise, and well, have fun. I'll see you in the next one.